A U.S. official says an unacceptably high number of U.S. weapons components have landed in Russian hands.
Here's a summary of the article.
An unacceptably high number of U.S. arms components are landing in Russian hands, a U.S. official said on Tuesday. The percentage of Russian battlefield weaponry with U.S. or Allied branded components is alarmingly and unacceptably high, said Dalip Singh, U.S. Deputy National Security Advisor for International Economics. Singh was speaking at an event hosted by Washington think tank Brookings Institution on May 28 when he urged U.S. tech companies to be more vigilant with their exports, per Bloomberg. The 48-year-old Harvard and MIT graduate is widely seen as the architect of the Biden administration's economic sanctions on Russia when it first invaded Ukraine in February 2022. Singh left the White House for the private sector in February 2022 and was named PGIM Fixed Income's chief global economist in June 2022. Singh's remarks on Tuesday spotlighted the difficulties the U.S. faces in limiting the flow of its goods to Russia. The outlet said most of the goods were routed into Russia through Hong Kong and China.
This post received a score of 12,000, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I misunderstood the headline to mean that weapons and components donated by the US to Ukraine have ended up in Russia, but that's not the case, so I'm mentioning this here in case others make the same mistake as me. The article is about US-made components, like microchips, for example, that should not be available to Russia due to sanctions but are still showing up in their weapons, meaning that these companies are not doing enough to prevent these components from ending up in Russian hands.
I think a huge part of it is our exports to India and some other Eastern Bloc countries neutral or Russian-leaning in the conflict. India is more than happy to sell US-made electronics at a markup and buy Russian oil at a discount. Unfortunately, they've been the true war profiteers of this conflict, and they'll continue to profit unless sanctions are threatened, imposed against them.
I believe the majority of it is going through Kyrgyzstan, and this has been known for the last couple years. Most European countries didn't stop selling to Russia, they started sending it to Kyrgyzstan instead.
As a trucker, knowing full well there were no loads for Kyrgyzstan and now suddenly they are a normal destination from Europe, I'm sure they take cargo that later gets sent to Russia.
Exports to Kyrgyzstan from Germany went up by 180% from 2022 to 2023. Additionally, exports to other Gulf states have risen in the double digits too. So all of EU and the US know what's happening, including your average Redditor, and nobody is doing anything but that one random article once every 6 months. You'd have thought the governments of these countries would punish the companies, but nope, the tax gains, income gains are too high. Awesome.
Greater than Sir, all of EU and the US know what's happening, including your average Redditor, and nobody is doing anything but that one random article once every 6 months. Yeah, good news though, even if you include all trade increase with other Russia-aligned countries like Armenia, Kyrgyzstan, Belarus, etc., as if it was trade directly with Russia, US, German and most other Western trade with Russia is still down by a lot, via IAF report. Although I wish we would just fuck these countries up with sanctions, our governments think that is too harsh on them. For now at least.
We don't need to sanction these countries. We need them to cut us in on the profit. Hit corporations with a 200% tariff on goods bound for those countries. Bankrupting Russia worked last time, let's do it again. Like Lewis and Billy Ray said, we can get rich and put them in the poorhouse at the same time.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.